Hello, hi everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Learn with Lakineni. So I hope you are all following my videos on Python from basics to advanced concepts. In this video, I am going to explain what is a list data structure in Python. So before watching my video, please subscribe to my channel, Learn with Lakineni. Please like it, share it and comment it so that you will get more updates from my channel. In the previous video, I have explained what is a list and what are the different methods available in the list class. I have explained clearly with examples. Now in this session, in this video, I am going to explain a most fascinating and advanced concept of list comprehension. So this is a beautiful features of Python. So that's why Python makes most attractive programming language in the world. So in list comprehension means in list comprehension, we are writing the code in a shortcut way, in an efficient way, rather than using the old loops concept, either for loop or while loop. Suppose in order to iterate over the elements in the Python list, we can use for loop. By using the for loop, you can take each element from the list and you can do your required operation with the element as per your logic, and we are adding those elements into the list. So this is all time consuming process. But if you can use a list comprehension perfectly, we can easily write the code. We can write elegant code in an efficient code in less time complexity. So for that, we can go with list comprehension. A Python list comprehension consists of brackets containing the expression. A list comprehension expression can be included within the brackets, I mean within the square brackets, which is executed for each element along with the for loop to iterate over each element in the Python list. A Python list comprehension provides a much more short syntax for creating a new list based on the values of the existing list. We have a list. Based on the values of existing list, we are creating a new list in a shorter syntax. That means instead of writing lines of code, we are keeping the logic inside a single statement, inside a single short syntax, and we are creating another list. So that is nothing but list comprehension. So list comprehension provides a much shorter syntax for creating a list based on the values of existing list. So one of the language's most distinctive feature is the list comprehension. Python's most attracting feature and distinctive feature compared to the remaining language is list comprehension, which you can use to create powerful functionality within a single line of code. You just keep in mind that you can write a powerful syntax functionality within a single line of code. That is nothing but list comprehension. The main advantages of list comprehension are: one is more efficient and space efficient than the loop. When compared to the loops, it is time efficient. That means time complexity is good, and its space complexity is good. That means it is time efficient and it is space efficient. Requires a fewer lines of code. That means in a minimal lines of code, you can implement your logic with the help of list comprehension. Transforms iterative statements into a formula. So we are writing iterative statements and you are writing so much of code in the iterative statements. That iterative statements you can convert into a formula. Similarly, a list comprehension are also more declarative than the loops, which means they are easier to read and to understand. Why? Because your list comprehension is a simple single line statement. In that you are writing your logic. So rather than understanding the loops, if you can able to look at your list comprehension, you can easily understand the logic involved in the statement. That's why list comprehensions are also most declarative than the loops, which means they are easier to read and understand. So if you see the syntax of list comprehension, here the list comprehension is, here you can write, here I am creating a new list, here I am creating a new list is equal to, so list comprehension always you have to keep the expression in brackets, square brackets. So now here I am writing the expression, for that I am taking the element for each element in old list. So here you are taking the element, this element from the old list, and if you want to check the element condition, here I am writing a condition. After passing this condition, if the condition is true, then the element which I picked up from the old list will be sent to this expression. So that is what is called syntax of a list comprehension. So you will see the beautiness of list comprehension with practical examples. Here I will give a lot of practical examples on the list comprehension. Definitely you will feel happy, you will understand, and you will get perfection in list comprehension. Please don't skip the video. Please follow the video carefully. Here I will explain various ways of creating a list comprehension and what are the advantages of list comprehension over writing the code in ordinary loops. So here you just see the first basic example of creating a list comprehension. Suppose I want to create a list L basing on some condition. So how to start a list comprehension? So list comprehension you have to include in the square brackets. So here I am taking some I. Here I am just creating a simple list. I for I in. Here just I have taken list 1, 2, 3. That means I want to create another list from the list of elements 1, 2, 3. Now if you print list, you can see another list was created. The name of the list is list. You just see here. Here I have taken, here I wrote an expression. The expression is I. So how do we get the value of I? For I in, here I have mentioned the list. In the list I am getting, in each iteration I am getting the value of I from the list. So now the first value of I is L. I is equal to 1. So now here the value of I is equal to 1. Next, in the second iteration the value of I is 2. Here the value of I becomes 2. In the next iteration the value of I is 3. So now this becomes, now you have supplied 3 values for the expression I. So 1, 2, 3. Now the list is created. Now if you want to print list, 1, 2, 3 will be printed. This is a just simple way of creating the list object with the help of list comprehension. Let us take another example. Suppose I want to create a list. L list is equal to, within square brackets you have to write the list comprehension. Suppose I want to write, I want to create a list with even numbers from 0 to 10. I want to create a list with even numbers from 0 to 1. So here I am writing list is equal to I am getting the I value from, for I in, here I am using the range function 11. So what is meant by 11? 11 means 0 to 10. So again, what are the value which you are taking from the range? For each I value, I want to check if I modular division with 2 is equal to 0. That means if the condition is true, then that value will be supplied here. Now if you print this list, you can see the even numbers from 0 to 10 are printed. Now you just understand clearly what is happening here. Here you wrote an expression. This is your expression. For this expression I, you are supplying the values from this iteration. For I in range of 11. Range of 11 means 0 to 10. So sequence of numbers will be created. So that means 0 to 10. So the first value is 0. That value will be supplied to I. Now after taking I, you are not sending that I value to this expression. Now before sending this I value to the expression, you have to pass one condition. What is the condition? If I percentile 2 is equal to 0. That means what is the first value of I? 0. 0 percentile 2 is equal to 0. That means the remainder is equal to 0. So that means this gives, it returns the value as true. If it is true, then only this I value will be supplied to this expression. Now the first value is 0. What is the next one? What is the next value of I? Next value of I is 1. So this 1 will be checked here. So if 1 modulo division with 2 is equal to 0, then this will be sent, but it is false. Why? Because the remainder is 1. So remainder is not equal to 0. That means we are checking this is a even number condition. So now this value will be skipped. This value won't be sent to this expression. Now what is the next value of I? The next value of I is 2. So now again you have to check this 2 here. If 2 modular division with 2 is equal to 0, yes, this is giving true. If it is true, then the 2 value will be supplied to this expression I. Now that means in the first time the value is 2, next is 0 and next is 2. What is the next value of I? The next value of I is 3. Again the 3 will be checked in the condition. 3 modular division with 2. What is the remainder? Remainder is equal to 1. So 1 is not equal to 0. So now it is false. So that 3 won't be selected. The next value is 4. Again 4 modular division with 2. It gives the remainder as 0. So that the written value is true. So that this 4 will be added to this list. Like that, it iterates over all the elements from 0 to 10. So what are the even number values are there? What are the elements which are satisfying this condition? If I modular division with 2 is equal to 0, those elements will be added into the list. So here, if you want to print list, so 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Lists are added. Suppose if you want to do the same program without the help of list comprehension, you have to do like this. For I in range of 11, here you have to write one condition. If I modular division with 2 is equal to 0, then you have to, first of all, you have to create an empty list. Here you have to create an empty list. Now I will add that element to the list. Append. append. Now, after coming out of the loop, I am printing L. You can see. Here, here you have to append the value of 5. Here you have to pass the value of 5 to the append function. So now the list was printed. So this is the way of creating the list with the help of complete code using the for loop. Here, first of all, you have created an empty list and you wrote for loop and you have checked the value of 5 and you added that element to the list by using append method and you have used the print statement. So what happens here? You wrote a big logic. So first this is statement number 1, this is statement number 2, this is statement number 3, this is statement number 4, this is statement number 5. So total how many statements? You wrote 5 statements. So instead of this, you can avoid this thing and you can use the most advanced concept of Python, that is list comprehension. List comprehension makes life easy, so you can write the logic in a single statement. So immediately the iterated elements will be added one by one to the list without using any append method. Suppose let us take another example. I will give you so many examples. Please watch the video clearly. Suppose here I am creating an example, fruits. I have taken a list called as, the name of the list is fruits. In that I am writing apple, banana, cherry, kiwi, mango. So this is the list I have created. Now I want to create a new list in which I want to add elements from the list fruits, but the element should contain the character A. If the character A is there in the entire string, suppose here I want to create another list. Suppose I want to create a new list. In this, I want to add elements from this list fruit, but before adding these elements into this new list, the element should contain character in the entire string. So here, if A is there, that element will be added to the new list. If A is there, that element will be added. Here A is not there. Here A is not there. Again A is there. So total how many elements are added? Apple, banana and mango will be added. So I want to do like this. So how can I do? You can do simply with the help of list comprehension like this. Here I am creating a new list is equal to list. Here I want to take W, that means W for, let us suppose, word. How I am taking? For W in. So what is your list? Your list is fruits. If A in W, here what I wrote, this is your expression W. For this expression, you are selecting the W values from the fruit. What is the first value of W? The first value of W is apple. Here you are checking if A in W. W means apple. So if A in W, yes, A is there in the apple. That means it is returning true. If it returns true, that W will be added to the list. So next, what is the next element? The next element is banana. Again you have to check if A in banana. Yes, A is available in the banana, so that it is returning true. So if it returns true, then that element will be added to the list. Again, what is the next one? Cherry. If A in cherry, A is not there in the cherry. So now it returns false. If it is false, that element won't be added. So like that, all the elements will be checked against the condition. If the condition is true, then those elements or the items from the list will be added to the new list. Suppose if you print the list, you can see apple, banana and mango. Apple, banana and mango are added to the new list. So in this cherry, A is not there. In this kiwi, A is not there. Okay. So like that, in a single statement, you can create your logic by using list comprehension. Suppose I have a list L is equal to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now my logic is to square each number from the list. I want to square each element from the list and I want to add those elements to the list, to the new list. I want to square each element of the list. So usually for ordinary in normal programming, how we will do? First of all, you have to create a empty list. Now you have to take I for I in L. So what I am doing here, I am writing L1 dot append of, here I am writing I star 2. I want to square it. Now I want to print L1. If you execute this code, now you can see happily the elements are squared. So here the element is 2, after squaring it is 4. Here the element is 3, after squaring it is 9. Here the element is 4, 16. Like that, all the elements in the list are squared and those elements are added to the list L1. So this is one way of writing. This is the formal way of writing your code. If you write the code like this, then what is the use of having the advanced concept like list comprehension? So with the list comprehension, you can simply write this code in a single line. Suppose I am creating, here I will take the list L is equal to, the same list I am taking 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, some 7. Now I am creating a new list L1 is equal to, you just open the list brackets, that means square brackets. Now I want to, what is my logic? I want the square of each element. From where you are getting? For I in L. You are getting the value of I from L and here I am not taking any condition. Now I am passing that I value to the expression. Now that I value will be evaluated as I square. So that value will be added to the list. Now if you print L1, so now you can see the elements are squared. So here, this is your expression. For that expression, you need to supply the value of I. Where you are getting the value of I? For I in L. So what is the first value of I? The first value of I is 2. So you are sending the 2 square, 4 is added to the new list L1. Again, what is second value of I? Second value of I is 3. Now you are sending the 3 to the expression. 3 square, 9. That 9 is added to the list. Like that, all the elements are iterated, are taken from the sequence, or you can call it as a list, and those elements will be sent to the expression. That expression will be evaluated and the evaluated value will be added to the list. So this is what the way of using the list comprehension in a simple way. Suppose I have a list L is equal to, I have some elements 20, 32, 2, some 5, 6, 80, 43, some 42, 89, 65. So this is my list. Now I want to filter the elements from the list. So I want to have only the elements which are less than 40. I want to create a new list in that list, I want the elements only less than 40. Suppose if you write this program in a traditional way, in a formal way, first of all you have to write for I in L. Now you have to check what elements you want. You want every element should be less than 30. If it is less than, suppose if it is less than 40, then you add that element L1 dot append of I. L1 dot append of I. Now you just print L1. So what you got? You received the in the new list L1, you got the elements which are less than 40. Suppose if you take 20, which is less than 40. If you take 32, which is less than 40. If you take 2, which is less than 40. 5, 6. Like that, in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines of code, you are writing this logic. Suppose if you use the list comprehension, you just write, you take the same element, you just take the same list. I am taking the same list. Now I am creating another list L1 with the help of list comprehension. So here I am taking the value of x for x in, where is the x in L. Here I am writing condition if x is less than 40. If x is less than 40, then only that element will be added. If you print L1, you can see the same answer you got within a short syntax. So once again I am explaining the logic involved in this. Here x is an expression, x needs a value, where you are getting the value for x in L. So what is the first value of I? The first value of x is 20. Again here you included some condition. So first of all, this condition will be evaluated. If the condition value is true, then only that element will be supplied to the expression. So here the value of x is 20. 20 is less than 40. Now this condition is true, then this value will be sent to this expression. Now the 20 will be added to the list L1. For the L1, 20 is added. For the next value of x, the next value of x is 32. Again you have to check the condition. If x is less than 40, what is x? 32. Is 32 less than 40? Yes, it is less than 40. So that it gives true. That means this 32 will be added, will be sent to this x. That x is added into the list 32. So like that, all the elements will be checked one by one. Whatever the element which is satisfying this if condition, that element will be supplied to the expression. After evaluating the expression, that value will be added to the list. I hope you are all understanding. Here I am clearly explaining how the internal mechanism of comprehensive list is going on, how the internal logic is going on. Here just I will write some more logic. Suppose here I am writing for I in, here I am creating, here I am writing a string. In this string I am writing learn with Lakineni. Here just I am adding each word. Suppose here I am creating, first of all I want to create a new list. L is equal to, here I have created a new list. Now for each I want to add L dot append of, here it is showing some indentation error. So L dot append of that I. So now if you print L, you can see. So what happens? It is taking. So here you have given a sequence. This is a string consisting of sequence of characters, a set of characters. So for I in this sequence, first value of I is L. Now you want to add that I to the list L. So like that, all the elements will be taken one by one and it will be appended to the list L. So if you print the value of L, if you print the list L, so these elements are printed, including your space. Here space is there. Space is also a special character. So that's why it has taken the space also. Here space is there. That is also comes into consideration. So this is one way of writing. If you want to use list comprehension, you can do the same thing with the help of list comprehension. So like here I am creating a list L is equal to, here I am creating a list L is equal to, here I am taking character C, where I am getting the character C for C in, here I am writing the, directly I am writing the what is called the string. Here I am writing the, directly writing the code, the string, learn with Lakineni, learn with Lakineni. Now if you print L, so you can see all the elements are printed in the list. So this is also another way of creating the comprehension, list comprehension. Suppose if I want to multiply all the elements from 1 to 5 with 10. So how you will write? Suppose a list n is equal to, what is my logic? I want to multiply each element with 10. So what is the, from where you are getting the elements? For I in range of what range, for what values you want to multiply with 10? 1 to 5. That means I am creating a sequence of elements from 1 to 6. So one range of 1 to 6 means it gives the values from 1 to 5. So each value will be multiplied with 10. Now if you print n, so you can see all values are multiplied. Here what is the range of 1 comma 6? Range of 1 comma 6 will give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and minus 1. So now what is the first value of 5? I is equal to 1. This 1 is sent to the expression. So 1 into 10, it becomes 10. What is the next value of 5? 2. So 2 into 10. So what is that? 20. Next value of 5? 3. 3 will be supplied to the expression. It becomes 30. So like that, you can create a new list with your required logic from the existing list. Here just I am explaining you some more concepts of list comprehensions. Here one more concept, Python list comprehension using if else. Suppose here I am creating list L is equal to within square brackets I am just writing a number. So let us suppose even number. There is a sequence, that is a string. If I, you can see here I am writing a condition. I want to have the expression, I want to print even number when if I modular division with 2 is equal to 0. Else I want to print odd number. I want to print it as a odd number. Here just I am writing for where you will get the value of I. You are getting the value of I for I in range of 8. For I in range of 8. Now if you print L, you can see. So what happens? You are getting a list with even and odd numbers. Now you just see the explanation. Here even, this will be added to the list. When it will be added? If the element I modular division is equal to 0, if it is true, this will be added to the list. If it is false, then this will be added to the list. So whether it may be true or false. So how you will get the value of I? You are getting the value of I from this for loop. For I in range of 8. 8 means 0 to 7. What is the first value of I? I is equal to 0. Now if 0 modular division with 2 is equal to 0, Yes, the remainder is equal to 0. If it is true, then immediately to the list even number will be added. So here even number is added. What is the next value of I? I is equal to 1. Again come here. I modular division with 2 is equal to 0? No, it becomes false. So if it is false, then you have to add odd number. That's why odd number is added. What is the next value of I? I is equal to 2. So 2 modular division with 2 is equal to 0. This is true. So now even number is added. Like that, from 0 to 7, it is giving whether those elements are even or odd. 0 is even, it is saying even. 1 is odd, it is saying odd. Next number 2 is even, it is saying even. Like that, you have created a list by using list comprehension. So we can have nested if in comprehension. Suppose if you want to have the conditions in the nested if fashion, that also we can include in the list comprehension. Suppose here I want to create a list L is equal to here I want to take I. So where I am getting the I? I am getting the I from, so for I in range, let us suppose 100. I in range 100. So for each value of I want to check whether the I is, when you divide the I with 5, the remainder should be 0. If the remainder is 0, then again I want to divide I with 10. If the remainder is equal to 0, then only I will consider that element. That means here I modular division with 5 is equal to 0, then I will consider that element, and again I will further I will send it to the if statement. If I modular division with 10 is equal to 0. If the I passes these two conditions, then only I will consider the list. Suppose if you print L, so what are the values you got? You got 0. So 0 is a value. When you divide with 5, you get the remainder 0. If it is okay, then if you divide 0 with 10, then also you are getting the remainder 0. So that element is added. Suppose for I in range of 100 means 0 to 99. So what is the first value of I? 0. 0 is already I have explained. So what is the next value of I? The next value of I is 1. So that means 1. If 1 modular division with 5 is equal to 0. No. When you divide 1 with 5, the remainder is 1. So it is false. If it is false, then entire statement will be skipped and it will go for the next value of 5. What is the next value of 5? 2. 2 modular division with 5 is equal to 0? No. Entire statement will be skipped and it will go to the next statement. Like that, it will check all the elements from 0 to 9. The elements which are divisible by 5 and also divisible by 10 only included to the new list. So this is a way of using nested if statements. Suppose you can use a tuple. Suppose here I just am writing a small another logic. I want to reverse the elements. So here I have taken a tuple. In the tuple there are string elements. All the elements are of type string. Now I want to reverse each element, each string into, I want to add each element from the tuple, and I want to reverse the string, and I want to add the reverse string to the list. Suppose if I take list L is equal to here I am taking string colon -1. So you already know what is the slicing operation. If you apply like this, automatically the string will be reversed. For string in, here I am writing the tuple learn, with, Lakineni. So this is the tuple I have taken. In this tuple, the elements are of type string. So here What I am doing? String of colon minus 1. That means whatever the string you take, that will be automatically reversed with this colon minus 1. So what is the string? For string in the tuple, first value of string is learn. That learn will be separate here. So immediately that learn will be reversed. What is the next value of first string? With. That will be separated here. What is the next value of a string? It is Lakineni. So that will be separate to the string. So that will be reversed. Suppose if you print list, if you print list, now you can see all the elements are printed in a reverse order. So here this is learn, it is reverse NRAEL. Suppose if you take THHTIW, like that, the elements in the string are reversed. So this is another way of using the list comprehension. Not only this, you can write number of examples on list comprehensions. Suppose I have a list, I am giving another example. Suppose I have a list L is equal to 1, 2, 3. Here I have a list L is equal to L is equal to 1, 2, 3. Here I have another list L1 is equal to some 4, 5, 6. Now I want to make another list. The list should contain the tuple of elements. Suppose I want to create another list L2. In that I want to add elements as tuples. That means here 1, I want to combine this first element with this first element, 1, 4. This 1, 4 is a tuple in the new list. This is an element in the new list. Now 2, 5, this is an element in the new list. 3, 6, this is an element in the new list. Like that I want to create. If you want to create like this, just you can write, here I am creating another list L2 is equal to, open the list braces, then here I am writing x comma y. Here I am writing x comma y. So where you are getting the x value? For x in L. Similarly for y in L1. Now what I am writing here? Here I wrote 2 for loops. For x in L, for y in L1. Here the first value of x will be separate from here. The value of y will be separate from here. So whatever here simultaneously the x value and y value will be selected. So suppose if you take x value, for x in IL, the first value is I. Simultaneously at the same time the value of y will be selected. So for the value of y, 4 will be separate here. That means this 1, 4 will be added as a tuple element to the list. This element will be added to list as a tuple element. So like that it will iterate over all the elements and finally it creates a list. Suppose if you see the list, you can see the list consisting of tuples. Each element is a tuple. So like that also you can create a list comprehension. You can use a list comprehension. So finally, after writing so many examples on list comprehension, we can conclude the list comprehension as a list comprehension is an elegant way to define and create lists based on the existing list. So you have seen so many examples how we have created a new list from the existing list based on some condition. Similarly, list comprehension is generally more compact and faster than normal function and loops for creating list. List comprehension is a very quicker, faster way of creating a list compared to your normal functions and loops concept. However, we should avoid writing very long list comprehensions in one line to ensure that code is user friendly. You have to make it a clear code. The user should not confuse. You should not make the things complex. You have to write, you are not supposed to write a lengthy code in a single line. And also remember that every list comprehension can be written in for loop, but every for loop cannot be written in the form of a list. In every list comprehension we are using the for loop, but in every for loop we are not supposed to use the list comprehension form. So these are the final conclusions or key points to remember about list comprehension. I hope you're all watching the entire video. So please, if you like the video, please practice all the examples after watching the video so that it gives more hands-on knowledge on how to write the list comprehension. So if you like my video, please subscribe to my channel. So I hope everyone has followed my video. So in this I have explained all the methods available in the list with complete examples. You please watch the video again and again and you please practice it so that you will get more knowledge. So thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe to my channel Learn with Lakineni. Thank you Varunda.